everybody, welcome back to That Fiction Life. Today we're talking about episode 5 of A Discovery of Witches. If you have not been watching the show thus far, I have a mini spoiler-free section in my episodes 1 to 4 talk video. I'll link it down below if you'd like to know more about the show, whether you should watch it, spoiler you should. This one will be full of spoilers for episode 5, so if you have not watched episode 5, please skedaddle because you do not want to be spoiled. I do have a talk on book 1 of the series, so if you'd like to see that, I will link it down below for you. And without further ado, we're going to go straight into episode 5. So we begin with Matthew going back to Oxford, leaving Diana behind with their fake little breakup, to find out what happened in the lab, because someone, Gillian, broke in. I'm kind of surprised she was able to do that, to be honest, because she is coming across as so pathetic in the show that I didn't think she even had the skills to break into a lab in the first place. But hey. So at this point I'd like to say that I love Miriam's fashion sense so much. Whoever does the wardrobe for this show really characterises each person with a great set of clothes. They really match their personalities well. Then we get a very integral scene from the books where we see Diana hunting with Isabeau. I love their little friendship that's developing, this sort of mother-daughter bond, how Diana will not give up on Matthew. I mean, I wouldn't either because, I mean, those suits. They love this parallel that we get Isabeau hunting with Diana as well as Matthew hunting for Gillian. Now, the actual hunting of Gillian does not match up with the fox hunting that is going on in Septor. It's as though the Septor is a very vampiric, prey-capturing, dark scene. And then we go to Oxford, where Gillian is sort of dangling her leg up and down and looks like kind of ragdoll that had a bit of an accident on the train tracks. Me, as a human, have seen a lot of vampire attacks in TV, obviously. From anything from True Blood to Grimm to even Twilight, and there's a long list, let's just go with that. They look way more real, and the person that's being attacked doesn't have this sort of weird dangling in the air twitch thing. You had one job, Matthew. One job was to kill Gillian and get her out of the plot because we all hate her. You couldn't even do that. Please, just next time, be more thorough with your killing. You're a vampire, you should know how to do it. Although, Matthew's acting, it's very hard to distinguish whether I'm talking about Matthew Claremont or Matthew Good because they have the same name. But talking of Matthew Good here, his acting in this scene was actually very stellar. The way he sneaks up on Gillian. Has Knox told you you're going to rise in the ranks? The way he has this very dark and charming persona about him is what makes Matthew Claremont, and I think he captures him so well. I really like that we're getting to see Diana's aunts actually in person in the scenes. In the books, I couldn't really warm to them at first because we were just getting phone calls. I really love Em the most. She is just everything. That set of their house is one of my favourite locations, just because it looks so witchy. You have all these weird brewing potion things everywhere. One of my favourite scenes in this episode was definitely with Hamish and Matthew talking about Diana. Am I the only one that noticed how he made absolutely no reference to her looks when he was describing to Hamish why he loves her? I mean, he didn't say love, but he's just kidding himself. Her courage, her strength, and her power. He just loves her for her, and it's little scenes like that that really convince me of their love, because we cannot deny that their love is so fast and swift. Because of time constraints, they only have 8 episodes to do an 800-page book in. So even though, of course, I wish that we did see more of a development with the relationship, it's little scenes like this that really convince you that this is real. So of course, because we have a lot of Diana and Isabeau bonding in this episode, we also find out all the history about Matthew, and I loved learning that in the books because I think he has such an immersive and interesting history. I was very surprised that we didn't get flashback scenes of everything that Isabeau was telling Diana. I really expected these sort of medieval scenes with Matthew and his family. We didn't get that. That may just be down to time constraints again, which is the biggest problem with this series, I think. I love it to death because everyone is portraying their characters so well. It feels like the book, but everything does feel rushed. Diana and Matthew reunite because he comes rushing back from Oxford. The music in that scene made it seem as though we were seeing the end of a movie with a happy ending with the couple, the way she just jumps into his arms and they basically get married. So this little creature just stumbled into my room. What the hell is that thing that Javert has in his house? The weird face that he feeds blood to and it talks to him and gives prophecies. Did that ever exist? Because I don't remember it existing in the first book, but maybe it makes an appearance later on in the series? That is creepy AF. I love Juliet. I think she is so evil, and this whole connection that she has with Javert and trying to pretty much hunt down Diana and Matthew, because Diana has supposedly stolen Matthew from her, which is just some crazy drama, and I'm kind of ready for their showdown later on. With the French bundling scene with Matthew and Diana, which was straight from the books, which I love. I love when they get direct scenes, because that is what I'm here for. As much as I love the extra scenes we're getting and learning more about the congregation, I'm living for book scenes, and this is one of the sort of cutesy romantic ones that develops their relationship, so I'm all for it. So Diana gets snatched in this episode, and we all know where she's going. This is a great cliffhanger to leave it on for people that haven't read the books. I'm not going to say where she's going in case you're trying to remain spoiler-free if you haven't read the books, but I am so scared for her, and I'm kind of ready to see some real action on the show, because as much as they are progressing the storyline, I don't feel as though much is happening in terms of action and actual confrontations between the characters, except, you know, the Gillian and Matthew scene, but I don't know what that was. So overall, even though this is not my favourite episode, we do learn a lot about each of the characters, so it did progress our understanding of them, but I think at the moment we're still mostly setting the scene. We still haven't had any life or death experiences per se. Make sure to comment your thoughts below, because I would love to keep discussing with you. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. You can subscribe right here on this button. And my episodes 1 to 4 talk is just here, so you can click on that video to hear what I thought of episodes 1 to 4. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye!